Welcome, baseball fans, to Calvin University here at Calvin Baseball Field. I am Jason Fossey, Club Sports Director here at Calvin University, joined by Seth Buitt, Sports Information student. And we are here for some baseball action, some MIAA baseball featuring the Bulldogs of Adrian College and the Calvin Knights, the home team for today.
Yeah, we will start off with today's lineup for the Adrian Bulldogs. Batting first, number 10, Joe Casal in right field. Batting second, number 4, Jacob Charles. He is also pitching. Batting third, number 5, Nick Bruder, the shortstop. Batting fourth, number 25, David Kedro, the catcher. Batting fifth, number 30, AJ Miranda at first base. Batting sixth, number 17, Ryan Davis at third base. Batting seventh, number 26, Easton Rogers out in left field. Batting eighth, number 8, Rolando Jimenez at second base. And batting ninth, number 9, Jack Boyke.
And the Knights will bat second as the home team today. Leading off for the Knights, we'll see shortstop Ryan Brown. Hitting second, number 18, Patrick Gillen at third base. Right fielder is Nate Mason. Batting third, he's number 2. Number 20 is playing first base. Batting fourth is Caden Penn. The catcher for today for the Knights is number 4, Logan Nelson. 6 hitter playing the designated hitter spot is number 11, Carter Penn. The 7 hitter, number 8, Matt Reynolds, playing left field. In center field is Josh Winkle, number 32, the 8 hitter. And leading in rounding out the lineup, number 9 hitter, 45, Will Mueller, playing second base today. And on the mound for the Knights, number 10, Nolan Coyle, getting the start here today. Coyle has a 4.46 ERA. He's 3-2 on the year. Started most of his appearances in 36.1 innings of work. He's given up 20 runs, and 18 of those are earned. We'll pause here as we honor our country with the playing of our national anthem.
We'll look back at the pitching matchup. Coyle for the Knights will be facing Jacob Charles for the Bulldogs. Charles has a 2.79 ERA in the year with 5 wins and 1 loss. He has 6 appearances, and he started in each of those. He has 38.2 innings pitched, has given up 33 hits, and 12 runs, all 12 of those runs being earned, and has 8 walks to 22 strikeouts.
The Bulldogs are 17-10 overall on the year to the Knights' 14-15 overall record. Adrian is 8-3 in MIAA play. They sit comfortably in second place, half game ahead of Alma, and a game behind Hope College in the lead. And Calvin is just outside the playoff picture right now. The top 4 teams from the MIAA make it, and the Knights are 5-6, a couple games back from that 4th position, with Kalamazoo ahead of them at 8-4 and owning the tiebreaker for the year. So this game kind of a must-win for the Knights as they try to capture some momentum towards the end of their season and try to scratch into that playoff picture in the MIAA.
Yeah, this game and series is huge for the Knights as they will be looking to regain some traction after a disappointing series against Trine, where they dropped 2 out of the 3 this past weekend, losing 2 games with the score 7-8 and winning 1 6-5.
Very close matchup there. Seems like the Knights are kind of playing to their opponents. Let's see, got a good one on the other side of the ballpark today in Adrian. So let's see if they can play up to that opponent and make this a good ball game, as we are moments away from the first pitch.
Leading off for the Bulldogs, Joe Casal, the right fielder, has a 371 average on the year. Will ground it to Gillen at third base. Makes the play towards Penn. First out recorded.
Good start there for Coyle as gets that first out of the inning.
Now stepping into the box, number 4, Jacob Charles, will also be on the bump for the Bulldogs.
So two-way player here for the Bulldogs. Knights have a few of those on their roster as well.
First pitch from Coyle will be in there for a strike. Second one is fouled off on the third base line. 0-2 count now.
Got a good piece of that one down the line.
Coyle attacking these batters early. That one's high. 1-2 count, 1 out. Left that one high.
Good spot there. Just kind of bounced off of Nelson's glove back to the backstop. It'll be 2-2.
Good pitch there from Coyle, but Charles did not bite. Full count now.
Good location with his breaking ball there.
Lost him, though. Good at bat there from Charles. Started at 0-2 and ended up drawing a walk. Now stepping into the box, number 5, Nick Bruder, the shortstop. Bruder is batting .396 on the year.
14 RBI on the year from the 3-hole.
Coyle blazes a fastball in for a strike. One out, one on here.
Move over to first. Back in time is Charles. No tag applied by Penn. Just making sure he's staying honest over there.
Breaking ball low there from Coyle. Grounded toward Pat Gillen at third. Throws to Mueller at second. Throws to Penn at first.
Pulled him off the bag at first, I think.
Yeah, a little out of my sight with this corner of the wall here.
Number 25, David Kedrow.
Good start to the double play there, or the would-be double play by Gillen, getting the ball over to Mueller. Just the throw over. Penn had to kind of come off and gather that one and keep it in front of him, which we're glad he did. Keeps the force out at second.
Yep. Good, mostly clean play there for the Knights. Brings up Kedrow, the catcher. 4-hole.
316 average out of Kedro this year behind the plate in 76 at-bats.
Coyle checks first again.
Charles on first base, 4 for 6 this year on stolen base attempts. Not a huge threat, but does have it in him to pick up a bag.
Kedro fouled one off there. 0-2 now. 2 outs. Runner on first.
Maybe look to see some movement on the base pass here. 0-2 with 2 outs. Maybe saving at bat here, or try to put someone in motion or in scoring position.
Another foul there from Kedro. Looks to be they lost the bat there.
Yeah, I think the bat kind of flew out of his hands. Assistant coach Rob Hamley had to hand him the bat.
Didn't notice it on the swing, but all of a sudden, coach had the bat. Good pitch there from Coyle. Breaking ball outside. Trying to get him to bite. Kedro did not.
Chilly day here at the ballpark. 51 degrees. Overcast skies. Nice and sunny out.
Nelson wanted to check first. See if Kedro went there. He did not. 2-2 now. Yeah, crisp day for baseball today. But it's what you expect in Michigan in the spring. High fastball there from Kedro. Full count, 2 outs. Bruder will be running here. Another foul. Long at bat here from Kedro.
Maybe a good time to check on the runner as the 3-2 count. He is for sure going, but a good move could.
Grounds it again to Gillen. Makes the throw to first and got all 3 outs himself that inning.
So no runs on no hits and no errors that inning for Coyle. As we await the Knights at the bottom half of this inning, we'll join you then on the Calvin Sports Network.
Leading off here for the Knights, number 38, Ryan Brown.
.460 on base percentage out of Ryan Brown at the top of the order. for the Knights. A good eye out of him as he takes the first pitch for strike one. 0-0 ball game here in the bottom of the first inning. We understand there might be some technical difficulties on the scoreboard graphic for you viewing at home. We'll try to update you as frequently as we can with the score.
Sharply hit ball from Brown toward right center gap and in for a base hit.
Good piece of hitting there on 0-2 as he went down and got a pitch out of the zone, was able to drive that for a base hit into right field.
That brings up the second batter, number 18, Pat Gillen. Hot hitting batter out of him.
10 home runs, 38 RBI on the year. At the top of the list in both of those categories for the Knights.
Some speed on the base paths here for as Gillen flies it towards shortstop. And that is Bruder making the play.
Number 2, Nate Mason.
So 1 out here for the Knights as Nate Mason steps up to the plate. The right fielder with a .339 batting average.
So Brown led off with a 2-strike single.
First pitch outside.
Ten steals on the year for Ryan Brown in 15 attempts.
Second pitch low, 2-0 for Mason. Be looking for a ball to hit here. Charles checks on Brown over at first base.
Mirando applies the tag as Brown slides in safely.
Charles delivers the first strike of the at-bat there. Close play there as Charles yet again throws towards Brown at first. Hit hard to center field.
Boyke camping under it, makes the catch. 2 down here in the bottom of the first inning. 0-0 still your score.
That brings up Caden Penn for the Knights, the 4-hitter. 2 outs, runner on first.
See if Penn's able to keep this inning alive. 414 average on the year for Caden Penn with 33 runs batted in. 2 home runs on the year for Penn.
Charles checks on Brown again at first base.
Good early move right as the runner's taking his lead. Kind of caught him off guard a little bit. That play was closer than maybe you would have thought it would have been.
Throws in there for a strike, 1-1, 2 outs. Bottom of the first, 0-0 game. Penn swinging for strike 2 there. Lots of room down the left field line as the Bulldogs are shifting a bit on Penn. Brown stealing here, and he is in there safe as Bruder's tag was a little late. Very close play. Bruder did not seem to be pleased with the call.
Mirando at first base was asking the home plate umpire if he could challenge for obstruction on that. I don't know that there would be any base running obstruction. Maybe he's thinking about Caden Penn in the batter's box. But I think he has the right as a left-handed batter to his own batter's box.
Penn chops it to Bruder over there at short, and he will finish the inning, throwing it to Miranda.
So
And
no runs on one hit, and a runner left on first base here in the bottom of the first for the Knights. We'll join you back at the top half of the second inning. 0-0 is your score here on the Calvin Sports Network.
we are back here in the top of the second inning. 0-0 is the score. AJ Miranda, the fifth hitter, is stepping into the box for the Bulldogs here. Nolan Coyle is on the mound for the Knights.
See if Coyle can capitalize on some of that momentum he gained with a clean first inning as he gets ahead here on the batter.
Coyle giving up just one walk and a fielder's choice. Miranda singles out to left towards Reynolds.
Number 17, Ryan Davis.
That brings up number 17, Ryan Davis, the third baseman. 280 batting average on the year. 0-0, still our score.
So Coyle moves into the stretch. First runner he's seen today.
One runner reached in that first inning via walk.
Correct.
Swung on and missed by, well, got a piece of it, but into the glove of Nelson there for strike two. 0-2 is the count. Pitch high from Coyle.
Coyle, 6'3", 225 junior right-hander from Valparaiso, Indiana, out of Valparaiso High School down there.
Davis flies it high, right center field, and
Winkle makes the grab.
a long running attempt there from Winkle.
So Winkle and Mason kind of switched spots. Mason started the year off as the everyday center fielder with Winkle in right. And over the course of the last few games, I think Winkle being a center fielder by trade, as Coach Van Dyne says, he's more comfortable there, and trying to keep Mason's legs kind of fresh as he doesn't have to track as many balls on both sides, covering a lot of ground out there in center field.
And now stepping up, number 26, Easton Rogers. Coyle's first pitch was high and in on Rogers, stepping him a little bit out of the box. That one low and away. 2-0 is the count. 1 out. Runner on first. 0-0 is our score here in the top of the second. Sorry. Coyle delivers first strike of the at bat. (3-1) now is the count. Rogers will be looking for something to hit here. Knights will be looking to hopefully turn a double play, get out of the inning.
Outfield playing straight up.
And strike called. Rogers did not agree, throwing the bat towards the dugout. Had to go retrieve it and step back into the box.
Never a good look as a hitter on a called strike after you expect to walk and start heading down there. So we'll see if the zone maybe shrinks a little bit for him on this next pitch.
And that pitch was out of the zone. Lost him. Runners on first and second now as Rolando Jimenez, the second baseman, steps into the box. Just 3 at-bats on the season, 2 for 3, and getting some action here in MIAA play.
One out, runners on first and second for Jimenez as he faces Coyle, trying to get out of a jam here in the bottom of the second. 0-0 is the score. A.J. Mirando on second base. Ryan Easton Rogers on first.
Coyle appears to have lost a little bit of his command that he had early. Be nice to start getting some in there for strikes with this 2-0 count on Jimenez. And there's one. 2-1 now. He forced quite a few ground balls in that first inning, all 3 being gathered by Pat Gillen. He would love another one of those here. It's a foul ball from Jimenez.
Laser off the bat and towards the first base dugout. Hope everyone's okay in there.
Look to fly just past the dugout and into the batting cage here.
Evens up the count at 2-2 on Jimenez.
Another pitch high and in from Coyle. Full count now. Full count, 1 out.
8-9 hitters at bat and on deck for the Bulldogs.
That one swung on, flown towards right field. Mason making the grab.
Tagging at second is Mirando. Here's the throw. Cut off by Mueller at second base at the middle of the infield. So a first and third situation coming up with 2 outs for the Bulldogs offensively. We'll see how the Knights defend this here with 2 outs in a 0-0 ball game here in the bottom of the second.
Number 9, Jack Boyke, be stepping up to the bat here, the 9 hitter.
Easton Rogers at first base.
(0-0) still our score. 2 outs here in the top of the second. 1-0 is the count.
Rogers has no steals and no attempts on the year, but with your 9 hitter up with 2 outs, not sure if your coach is looking to produce a run here or manufacture a run.
Strike called there on Boyke. One's the count. Another strike called on Boyke. 1-2 now. One appeared to break into the zone.
Good pitch here to get out of a jam for Coyle. And he makes it. Struck him out looking to end the inning. So a hit, a walk, and runners left on first and third for the Bulldogs in the top of the second inning. We'll join you back here at the bottom half of the second on the Calvin Sports Network. 0-0 is your score here at Calvin University.
We are back here in the bottom of the second. 0-0 score. Each team with one hit on the day. And stepping into the box, the fifth hitter for the Knights, number 4, Logan Nelson. He flies it to running in shortstop, Bruder.
Looks like Bruder didn't see that one necessarily right off the bat. Had to kind of come in and was able to make the grab on the infield after one pitch.
Carter, number 11, Carter Penn, stepping into the box now. The DH today.
Left-handed hitter from Macomb, brother of first baseman Caden Penn.
Swung on, fouled off. Over the backstop. 1-1's the count, 1 out. 0-0 ball game. Hit hard to center field.
Boyke tracking that ball, makes the grab on the run. Boy, that ball was hit well by Penn. But Boyke's able to track it down there in center field on the run for the first out of the inning.
Some work from both teams out in the outfield in these first couple innings. As number 8, Matt Reynolds, steps into the box. 2 outs here, bottom of the second. And Reynolds is hit by a pitch. Will receive his free ticket to first base. That brings up the 8th hitter, number 32, Josh Winkle. 2 out, runner on first, tied 0-0.
One out. I think our scoreboard is wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Visibly, we had... No, we have 2 outs. 2 outs. Nelson.
Yeah. Nelson and Penn.
Correct.
Breaking ball in there for strike 2 on Winkle. Winkle, a 207 batter on the year.
4 doubles on the season, 15 runs batted in as that ball's grounded to short.
Bruder makes the play.
Flip over to Jimenez for the final out of the inning. So no hits, a hit by pitch, and a runner left on first base that inning for the Knights as we await the Bulldogs in the top half of the third inning here on the Calvin Sports Network. Your score is 0-0 here at Calvin Baseball Field.
Leading off the inning for the Bulldogs, number 10, Joe Casal.
We are back here in the top of the third inning. 0-0 ball game. Leading off this inning for the Bulldogs is number 10, Joe Casal.
And he will face the starter for the Knights, Nolan Coyle, still on the mound here in the third inning.
Coyle's first pitch in the dirt. Nelson makes the stop behind the plate. Delivers strike one on Casal. Swinging strike there. 1-2 count. Nobody out. 0-0 ball game. Breaking ball just low. Looking for Casal to chase. Great 1-2 pitch there.
Coyle's been living on that breaking ball a little bit this at bat. Another one in there for a strike swung on.
Grounded to Mueller at second base. Makes the play.
Little flip over to Penn at first for the first out of the inning.
That will bring up number 4, Jacob Charles, the pitcher. He has pitched an efficient day on the bump.
100 at-bats on the year for Charles, and also 38 innings pitched, so a lot of work out of him. Sophomore from Texas, San Antonio area. Big part of the offensive and defensive success of the Bulldogs.
A busy player for Adrian. Swung on, chopped towards second base. Mueller makes the play. Little soft liner there.
Number 5.
That will bring up number 5, Nick Bruder, the shortstop.
Good play there out of Will Mueller. Not the everyday second baseman for the Knights, but he's able to get a few innings in over the last couple MIAA games, a couple starts for Mueller, and he's able to find some comfort out there at second base.
Second pitch of that bat is fouled off by Bruder. 1-1 now is the count. 2 outs, nobody on. 0-0 ball game. Swung on and missed for strike 2. Neither team has an error on the day, and each team has just 1 hit. Breaking ball outside. And swinging strike 3 for Coyle. And that will end the inning. And we will see you in the bottom of the third inning here on the Calvin Sports Network. And we are back here in the bottom of the third inning. Number 45, Will Mueller, the second baseman for Calvin, stepping into the box. Jacob Charles still on the mound for the Bulldogs. Mueller flies it to left field.
Rogers makes the catch. One away here in the bottom of the third inning for the Knights. Brings up the top of the order as Ryan Brown steps up to the batter's box.
Brown 0 for 1 on the day. 1 for 1 on the day with a base hit to right field.
2-strike single to lead off the game as he takes first pitch strike. So nothing but strikes fed to Brown this game so far.
Brown has the Knights' only hit of the game. And ball low, bouncing at the feet of Brown.
Almost hit him in the foot.
Yeah, I did not know if that bounced off the ground or off his foot there, but no reaction from anybody.
Ball misses low.
Two balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Here in the bottom of the third, score is 0-0. Swung on, and Brown is now 2 for 2 with a base hit to center field. That will bring up number 18, Patrick Gillen, the third baseman. Busy day at third for him so far, recording all 3 outs in the first inning himself. Brown lays off the first pitch, 1-0. Gillen lays off the first pitch. Brown on first base, has 1 stolen base on the day. And Charles checks on him over there.
As he faces last week's hitter of the week in the MIAA.
A little spinner from Gillen. Stepped on second, did Jimenez. The throw to first was not in time to get Patrick out at first, but Brown was out at second base.
Throw from Jimenez pulled Mirando off the bag a little bit at first. I think he had a good flip, but he took it himself, being close to the bag. He could have flipped to the shortstop, Bruder, but he chose to take it himself, and I think he rushed his throw a little bit and pulled Mirando off the base, making Gillen safe at first. Another ground ball. And Bruder takes that one himself to end the inning for the Knights. So another hit by Ryan Brown, and he's stranded yet again for the Knights in the bottom half of the third inning. We'll join you back here at the top of the fourth on the Calvin Sports Network. Your score is 0-0 in this ballgame.
We are back here in the top of the fourth inning. Starting off the inning will be number 25, David Kedrow, the Bulldogs catcher. Kedrow is 0 for 1 on the day with a ground out. Coyle still on the mound for the Knights. Delivers first pitch ball. Coyle delivers a fastball in for a strike there, evening the count to 1-1. Breaking ball seemed to maybe have slipped there. In there for ball 2. Swung on, pitch there. 2-2 is the count now.
Almost seems like Coyle's using that breaking pitch more often than his fastball. There it is again.
Strikes him out swinging. 1 out now here in the top of the fourth inning. 0-0 is the score. And stepping into the box now is number 30, AJ Miranda. First baseman, 4 home runs on the year, leading the team in both home runs and RBIs with 23 RBIs as well. Coyle's first pitch in there for ball 1. Swung on by Miranda, fouled off towards right field. Coyle's pitch in there for strike 2. Another foul from Miranda. Close pitch there from Coyle. Miranda looked like he wanted to go, but held back.
It's a good spot, good location from Coyle, trying to work outside, staying with the breaking pitch, keeps it outside and
fires a fastball in, just inside.
Miranda didn't chase at that one either, brings the count to full with 1 out, 0-0 ball game here in the bottom of the fourth inning, top of the fourth inning.
Breaking ball in the dirt there will send Miranda to first base. That brings up number 17, Ryan Davis, third baseman, 0 for 1 on the day.
Fly out to center field for Davis earlier in this contest.
1 out, 1 on. Ball high.
Only 2 steal attempts for Miranda at first base. Successful on just 1 of those, so.
Coyle's second pitch to that bat, high and inside on Davis. Delivers another ball low. 3-0 now. Coyle will be looking to fight back here. Delivers first strike of the at-bat. 3-1 count now.
Sounds like that dog called the strike there, didn't it?
Yes, it did. The dog's been barking a few times today.
If not, he at least agreed with it.
And he lost him.
So Ryan Davis draws a walk, his 17th walk on the year.
And now there are 2 runners on for number 26, Easton Rogers. 2 on, 1 out. Here in the top of the fourth, 0-0 ball game. Ball high. seems as though Coyle needs to rein in a little bit, start attacking early in the count, and trust his defense. Another ball from Coyle.
Head pitching coach Andy Van Hecken heads out to the mound. We'll have a conversation trying to calm Nolan Coyle down and see if he can't help him find some of his command as he's fallen behind the last few hitters. 5 straight balls here.
Coyle has had an efficient day so far, not giving up any runs and giving up just 1 hit and just a couple walks before these past 2 walks this inning. But now with 2 walks in this inning and 2 balls on Rogers, he needs to rein it in a little bit and start throwing some strikes again. Hopefully that reset will help him and can start pounding the zone.
0-0-0 score. Runners on first and second. Miranda on second base and Davis on first for the Bulldogs here in the top of the 4th inning.
And there's a strike from Coyle. 2-1 now is the count. Ground ball up the middle, gets through the infield.
Miranda rounding third base. He'll score on the hit as Davis advances to second base. Bulldogs take the lead 1-0 here in the top of the inning, the top of the 4th inning with 1 out.
And runners now on first and second, 1 out, and
Ronaldo Jimenez steps into the batter's box, second baseman for the Bulldogs. Rogers on first, Davis on second. Rogers had the RBI single to score Miranda.
Jimenez shows bunt, fouls the bunt off. First pitch, 0-1 now. Looking to get both runners in scoring position here. Bulldogs electing to try for a little small ball here.
Trying to bunt him for a hit, it looked like there.
Second pitch outside, 1-1 now. One 1-0 ball game here. The Bulldogs lead it and scoring their 1 run in this top of the 4th inning. Runners still on first and second with 1 out. And that is strike 3 on Jimenez.
Got him to go. Yes, he did. I think the home plate umpire noticed that was a checked swing or a complete swing. He called him swinging on the check. Didn't even have to get confirmation from his field crew there. So 2 outs now as Coyle strikes out Jimenez in the 8 hole, brings up the 9-hitter, Jack Boyke.
First pitch strike on Boyke. Coyle going back to how he was pitching earlier, throwing strikes early in the count.
Big at bat here for Coyle, trying to get the 9-hitter out with runners on first and second base. 2 outs, don't want to see the top of that lineup. Ground ball to second base. Mueller diving, makes the throw. It is not in time.
Beautiful play there from Mueller, but was not able to get a quick throw to Penn at first base.
I think the release was quick enough. He just couldn't get enough on it. He was kind of in an awkward position.
Yeah.
sitting on his backside. Just kind of a little toss over to first base to Penn, and
That brings up Joe Casal with the bases loaded here. 2 outs in the top of the 4th inning. 1-0 ball game. The Bulldogs of Adrian lead it. 1-0 is the count now. Casal is 0 for 2 on the day with 2 ground outs. Coyle will really be looking to make him 0 for 3 here, trying to prevent any more runs from scoring this inning.
going back to that ground ball to Mueller, kind of the best play that he had, though, really it is a dive situation. That runner on second did not score because he's able to keep it in front of him and make a play on the ball, even though he didn't get the out. Still better than, maybe running and staying on your feet, letting that ball get into right field. I think the runner would have scored then. So good play by Mueller at second.
Yeah, really good piece of defense there. Even if he didn't get the out, still kept all the runners from advancing more than one base.
2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here on the leadoff hitter for the Bulldogs, for Coyle.
And swinging strike 3. Coyle limits the damage to just 1 run that inning. So there were 2 hits, 1 run that inning, and the Bulldogs now lead it 1-0 going into the bottom of the 4th. We will see you there on the Kelvin Sports Network. We are back here in the bottom of the 4th inning. The Bulldogs of Adrian University lead it 1-0. Sorry, Adrian College, that is. Caden Penn stepping into the box for the Knights. 0 for 1 on the day. First pitch in there for a strike.
Bulldogs took the lead on a Ryan David or Easton Rogers single, scoring AJ Mirando.
Second pitch in there for ball 1. 1-1's now the count. Flared single over the third baseman of Davis.
Penn rounds hard at first. Just bluffing there as the throw comes in from Rogers.
That will bring up the 5th hitter for the Knights, number 4, Logan Nelson.
So the Knights are able to get the leadoff runner on 3 out of the first 4 innings here. Let's see if they can capitalize down 1-0.
Yeah, that's with Brown getting on twice with his 2 singles, and then now Penn getting on. Both times Brown got on, he Well, one of the times he ended up getting out on a fielder's choice. The second time he stood on first until almost the end of the inning when he stole second, and then not much longer after, the inning was complete. 0-2's now the count on Nelson. Penn showed steal there. Maybe a hit and run scenario for the Knights. Penn is not super fast, but is dangerous. Has quite a few steals on the year.
15 of 17 on the year for Penn. Dangerous on the base pass. Always picks the right times to run. A lot of delayed steals out of him, so he's kind of catching the defense off guard.
Delayed steal is his craft. He likes to find when the defense is getting a little lazy and take advantage. 2-2 now is the count on Nelson. Swung, fouled off, out of play on the right field line. 2-2 still the count. 1-0 is our score. The Bulldogs lead it. Bottom of the fourth. Ball high, brings the count to full.
Full count, nobody out.
And ball inside on Nelson, brings him to first base and moves Penn over to second base. That brings up Caden Penn's brother, Carter Penn, number 11, the designated hitter today, with no outs here in the bottom of the fourth. The Knights are trailing the Bulldogs 1-0. Penn shows bunt, pulls back as first pitch is in there for a ball. See if Penn shows bunt again or is swinging. He is swinging here, fouling that pitch off. 1-1 count now.
Caden Penn on second. Logan Nelson on first.
Shows bunt again. Pitch is in there for a ball again. 2-1 is the count. Carter Penn receiving the signs from head coach Kevin Van Dyne out in the third base coaching box. That pitch swung on and fouled off. So this at bat, two times has Carter shown bunt, and both of those have been balls, and then has swung on 2 pitches, both which have been fouled off.
Good eye there, and Caden moves up on the play. That ball was in the dirt. Too tough to handle for Kedro behind the plate. He throws over to third base. Davis not able to make the tag in time. Another stolen base brings him into second all-time, tying him with head coach Kevin Van Dyne on the Knights' all-time steals list.
Good read there from Penn as he made it to...
And that'll get a run in now for the Knights as Carter Penn hits in Caden Penn. RBI, fielder's choice. RBI put out there for Penn. Unassisted at first base was Mirando.
And that brought Nelson to second base as well for Matt Reynolds, the 7th hitter. There's a big piece of base running there from Caden Penn, stealing third after that ball just scooted away from catcher Kedro. Not sure if it got recorded as a stolen base or as a passed ball. That ball is flown to center field.
Boyke tracking, makes the catch. Tagging at second is Nelson, heading to third. He'll slide in safely with no throw from Bruder after he cuts it off at the shortstop position.
That will bring up the 8 hitter, sorry. Number 32, Josh Winkle, the center fielder today.
Winkle 0 for 1 on the day. But his bat has been hot as of late for the Knights.
1-1 ball game here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Logan Nelson standing on third base, sorry, with 2 outs, and Winkle up to bat. He flies it towards second base.
Jimenez camping, he makes the catch at second base. That ends the inning for the Knights as they get 1 run across the plate on 2 hits. And no errors that inning for the Bulldogs in the field. We'll join you in the top half of the 5th inning here on the Calvin Sports Network.
Here in the top of the 5th inning, number 4, Jacob Charles, stepping up to bat. Just saw him as the Bulldogs pitcher, playing both ways here today. The Knights tied up the score in the bottom of the 4th there. Both teams scoring that last inning. 1-1 now is the score. 0-1 is the count.
Coyle gets ahead this first batter of this inning. Struggled with his location a little bit the last inning. Walked a couple of batters. A couple of ground ball seeing eye singles got through, scoring a run. Seems to have found his arm slot here to start the 5th inning.
1-2's the count. There is a pitcher warming up in the Knights bullpen, but I'm guessing that is only if this inning starts the same way that the last inning started, with a few walks or a few hits. I very well could be wrong. And swinging strike 3 there was Charles. And that brings up Nick Bruder with 1 out in the top of the 5th inning. 1-1 ball game.
Some big pitches out of Coyle that last inning to strike out the top of the order with the bases loaded. Comes out firing once again this inning.
That pitch, the fastball inside for ball 1. Another pitch inside brings the count to 2-0. See if Coyle can find his way back into the zone here. He does. The ball bounces off the glove of Coyle and scoots its way into the outfield, where Reynolds tracks it down.
Tough break there for the pitcher.
So, base hit there from Bruder, and now that leaves 1 on, 1 out for number 25, David Kedrow, stepping up to the plate for the Bulldogs. Kedrow bunts here and is retired by Coyle. That moves Bruder to second base with 2 outs. 1-1 ball game, bringing up A.J. Miranda. So, runner in scoring position for Miranda with 2 outs. See if Coyle can get out of this inning clean.
A lot of one-out bunt attempts from the Bulldogs.
Strike 1 in there from Coyle. The bottom half of the zone. And Coyle hits Miranda. And he was not disappointing, shouting, "Let's go," after being struck by the pitch. He will take his free ticket to first base.
Fired up after getting hit.
Some of those players just love getting hit. Any way on's good. But that brings up number 17, Ryan Davis.
Especially in a 1-1 ball game.
Both teams fighting for position in the MIAA rankings.
Bulldogs fighting to be the top seed and host the MIAA tournament, something they've been accustomed to doing over the course of the last 15 or 20 years here in the MIAA.
The Knights fighting to make their way into the top 4 and make the playoff, trailing Kalamazoo by a few games. And Coyle delivers a strike. 1-1 now is the count. Or 1-2 is the count with 2 outs. 1-1 ball game here in the top of the 5th inning. Runners are on first and second for number 17, Ryan Davis. Davis flies it towards
Reynolds in the left.
And it floats towards Winkle out in center field to end the inning. And 1-1 ball game here in the middle of the 5th inning. We will see you at the bottom of the 5th on the Kelvin Sports Network. We are back here in the bottom of the 5th inning. A 1-1 ball game. Mueller for the Knights will lead off the inning. The second baseman is 0 for 1 on the day with a flyout. Jacob Charles still on the mound for the Bulldogs of Adrian College. Has worked efficiently so far. Mueller trying to bunt for a single is retired by Charles. That brings up the top of the order, number 38, Ryan Brown, shortstop. Brown, 2 for 2 on the day. 2 out of the night's 3 hits. First pitch in there for a strike. Charles has not struggled with throwing strikes to Brown so far. Brown getting both of his hits with strikes on him. First at bat with 0-2 count. Second at bat, I believe either 0-2 or 1 or 0-1. And Brown is able to hold off that pitch in the dirt. Usually a very good eye with a 460 on base percentage. Not afraid to take a walk. He fouls that one away to stay alive here. 1 out, bottom of the 5th, 1-1 ball game here between the Knights of Calvin University and the Bulldogs of Adrian College. The first game of a 3-game series between these teams. And that ball is hit hard to left field, but caught by the left fielder Rogers. That brings up number 18, Patrick Gillen. 0 for 2 on the day is the third baseman. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th, 1-1 ball game. First pitch in there for a ball. Jason Fossey had to leave us for some family matters, and so it will be just me for the rest of today. 1-1 is the count now. And Patrick grounds this one to the second baseman, Jimenez, who makes a tough play and flips it to the first baseman, Mirando. And that finishes off the bottom of the 5th inning. We will see you back in the top of the 6th inning on the Kelvin Sports Network. We are back here on the Kelvin Sports Network at the top of the 6th. Nolan Coyle's day appears to be done as Jordan Eck is warming up as we speak. Eck has an ERA of 0, has just appeared in 3 games and has 2 1/3 innings pitched, has given up 2 hits and 2 runs, with neither of those runs being earned. 2 walks to 0 strikeouts. Coyle's day, he had 100 pitches. He pitched 5 innings, gave up 1 run, that run being earned, and gave up 4 hits, 4 walks, and had 6 strikeouts. Leading off the inning for the Bulldogs will be number 26, Easton Rogers. Rogers, 1 for 1 on the day, drove in the Bulldogs' only run, and he also walked today. Productive day from him so far. see what Eck can do to counter that. Has delivered 2 strikes so far, 0-2 count here in the top of the 6th inning. That one is flown towards center field. Reynolds misses it, ran in on it, then ran back, and was not able to make the play. Reynolds out in, sorry, that was Winkle out in center field, not Reynolds.
Number 8,
Reynolds is out in left field. That brings up number 8, Rolando Jimenez, the second baseman. Believe that last play was recorded as a double, not as a error for Winkle. Tough play for Winkle, though. Took the first step in as it looked like it was not very hard hit, but it floated out over him, and he struggled to track it down after that. So tough start to the inning for Eck here. Jimenez showing bunt, but pulling back. 1-0 now is the count. Showing bunt again. Bunts it to Gillen at third base. Makes the play. Rogers was able to make his way over to third. So Rogers sitting on third base with 1 out here in the top of the 6th for Jack Boyke, with the top of the order and Joe Casal being up next. Pitch just outside for ball 1. Second pitch high and outside from Eck. Another ball there from Eck. Brings the count to 3-0. Runner on third base, 1 out. 1-1 ball game here in the top of the 6th inning at Calvin Baseball Field. Delivers a strike there to Boyke. And Boyke thought he had first base given to him there, but the ump called strike 2 on him, bringing it to full count. Another Adrian batter being prepared to, and grounded to Mueller did Boyke there. Mueller fired to Nelson at home plate. Nelson unable to make the tag, and Rogers scored successfully, and Boyke able to make it to first base. So that brings it to a 2-1 ball game with the Adrian Bulldogs leading. And it brings up the top of the order, number 10, Joe Casal. 1 out here. Runner on first. This is a very tight and low-scoring ball game. It's 2-1. Just 5 hits for the Bulldogs and 3 hits for the Knights. This is grounded just in between Brown and Gillen for a base hit. So runners on first and second for number 4, Jacob Charles, the pitcher. Charles has made good work of the Knights on the defensive side, but we will see what he can do here on the offensive side. Looks to be a pinch runner for the Bulldogs. Number 11, Lincoln Hayward coming in. The junior out of Romeo, Michigan from Romeo High School. Now on the base paths. So 2 runners on, 1 out, top of the 6th inning. 2-1 score. Ball outside, 1-0 is the count. Eck fires in there. We're swinging strike 1. Charles got a piece of that one. Back into the backstop. Breaking ball outside there from Eck. 2-1 now. 1 out. 1 runner in scoring position. Another runner on first base. Big pitch here from Eck. With the 3-1 count now. Does not want to load the bases with Bruder, the 3-hitter, coming up next. And he does. Bases loaded now for Bruder. 1 out. Knights will be looking for a ground ball double play opportunity to hopefully end this inning, limit the damage to 1. The Bulldogs so far have scored 1 run on the hit from the infield hit from Boyke, I believe. First pitch in there for a ball. Eck fires back in there for strike 1. 1-1's the count, 1 out. Bases loaded. Top of the 6th inning. 2-1's the score. That one is hit to right field, sorry. And both Boyke and the pinch runner Hayward will come in to score for the Bulldogs. So 2 RBIs there for Bruder. And just 1 out for the Knights here. The Knights infield is coming to meet here on the mound. And Kevin Van Dyne has pulled Eck out of the game. See who we have coming in relief. So, Eck leaves the game after pitching just 1/3 of an inning, 21 pitches, and giving up 3 runs so far this inning. He has left 2 runners on base as well. He gave up 3 hits and a walk. Just not his day. But that brings up number 13, Ben Ferguson. Ferguson, a sophomore, left-handed pitcher. 6'1", 190 from Granville, Michigan. Attended Granville High School, a great baseball school. Ben Ferguson has 2.61 ERA in the year. He is 0-1 in 9 appearances. He has 10.1 innings pitched. He has given up 11 hits, 4 runs, 3 of those runs being earned. He has walked 6 batters and struck out 10. He will be facing number 25 for the Bulldogs, their cleanup hitter, David Kedrow, the catcher.
Number 25, David Kedrow.
There are 2 runners on first and second, and the score is 4-1 here in the top of the 6th inning. Bulldogs have already scored 3 this inning. Knights looking to end that now. Ferguson's first pitch in there for strike 1 on Kedrow. Kedrow behind that one for strike 2. Kedrow's 0 for 2 on the day. Strikeout, 2 ground outs, and a sack. And swinging strike 3 there. So, Ferguson has come in and struck his first batter out.
Number 30, A.J. Miranda.
That brings up number 30, A.J. Miranda, the first baseman. He's 1 for 1 on the day. Has scored a run. He has also been walked and hit by a pitch. Miranda's hit is high to left field. It's Reynolds camping under it. Able to make the play and end the inning. So, the Bulldogs score 3 runs that inning on 3 hits and a walk. Ferguson recorded 2 outs and Eck recorded 1. That will bring us to the bottom of the 6th, where the score is 4-1. The Bulldogs of Adrian College lead it. We'll be back on the Calvin Sports Network. We are back here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 4-1 ball game. Adrian Bulldogs lead it. Nate Mason, number 2 for Calvin University, will lead off. Mason fouls his first one off. Mason is 0 for 2 on the day, with a ground out and a fly out. Mason playing in right field today, oftentimes out in center, but Kevin Van Dyne head coach decided to change it up these past couple days with putting Winkle out in center and Mason in right, as we talked about earlier. One, two is the count. Grounds this one towards third, and the third baseman, Davis, is unable to make the play, so Mason will make his way towards first base.
Now batting number 20.
That brings up number 20, Caden Penn. Penn is 1 for 2 on the day, and he has scored Kelvin's only run. Jacob Charles, pitcher for the Bulldogs, just checking on Mason over at first base. Charles fires in there for strike one. Caden Penn scored on the ground out from his brother, Carter Penn, back in the 4th inning. 1-1 is the count on Penn. Charles with a quick move there. Checks on Mason again at first. Swung on. In there for strike two. And close pitch there. Not super sure where that one missed, but 2-2's now the count on Penn. Little close there to be taken with 2 strikes on you. Swings on this one. High towards left field. The left fielder, Rogers, is able to make the play. And Mason retreats towards first base. That brings up number 4, the catcher, Logan Nelson. Nelson is 0 for 1 on the day. He was walked. And also has a flyout. Charles checking on Mason over there at first base again. Mason is 3 for 3 on the season on stolen bases. Doesn't steal a lot, but he has not been thrown out. Charles pitch in there for strike 2. 0-2 is now the count on Logan Nelson. And Charles checked on Mason. The first baseman, Miranda, didn't exactly see what happened. Got a little visual obstruction here in the booth. But regardless, Mason makes his way to second base. So runner in scoring position now for Nelson. And he hits it down the right field line. Just foul. Good piece of 2-strike hitting there from Nelson. Fouling that one away. See if he can continue to fight here. That one inside on Nelson. May have hit him if he did not move out of the way. 1-2 now is the count. Righty on righty matchup. Grounded towards shortstop. And the shortstop, Bruder, makes the play and gets Mason out at third base. Mason was going all the way there, and was unable to make it to third in time before the tag came in from Davis. So Nelson is now on first, and there are 2 outs for Carter Penn. That pitch low and in the dirt. Good stop there from the catcher, Kedro. That one grounded hard towards Jimenez at second base. Jimenez makes the play. So, promising inning with with Mason in scoring position, but was recorded out at third base, and Carter Penn out at third. So that brings us to the top of the 7th, 4-1 ball game. The Bulldogs of Adrian College have 4 runs on 7 hits and 2 errors, and 0 errors. The Knights of Calvin University have 1 run on 3 hits and 2 errors. We will join you at the top of the 7th on the Calvin Sports broadcast. We are back here in the top of the 7th. Ben Ferguson is still on the mound for the Knights. The leadoff batter this inning will be number 17, Ryan Davis. Davis is 0 for 2 on the day with 2 flyouts and a walk. First pitch in from Ferguson, in for strike 1 on Davis. Second pitch fouled away. 0-2 is now the count. Ferguson will be looking to throw something out of the zone here. Try to get Davis to chase at something. Davis, good piece of 2-strike hitting. Lines one over the outstretched glove of Brown at shortstop. So, runner on first, nobody out in the top of the 7th, 4-1 ball game, as looks to be a change has been made. Get that name to you in a second. Shows bunt. Jackson McGuinn, number 19, the outfielder, is now playing left field in place of Easton Rogers. Ferguson delivers a strike. McGuinn fouls that one away. McGuinn, a 6'1" freshman from Manchester, Ohio, attended Manchester High School. Ball high from Ferguson there. Loads the count. Count now full. Runner on first base. No outs. 4-1 ball game. Adrian leads. And McGuinn hits it between shortstop and third baseman. Brown and Gillen. And runners now on first and second. So Adrian moving one base at a time. No outs here in the top of the seventh. As number 8, Jimenez, comes up to bat. Jimenez is 0 for 2 on the day. Showing bunt. Pops it back. Adrian coach reminding Jimenez to get the bunt down, and he's not trying to bunt for a hit here, but trying to move those runners into scoring position. So it is of utter importance to get the bunt down before starting to run. Shows bunt again, but pulls back. Time is called as as Davis on second base needed to tie his shoe. Back in play now. Jimenez shows bunt again, pulls away again. The count is 2-1. Ferguson on the mound for the Knights. Had an efficient 6th inning. In relief for Eck. 3-1 now is the count. Ferguson really not wanting to load the bases here. Delivers a strike. Brings the count to full. With runners on first and second. No outs here in the top of the 7th. The Knights trail the Bulldogs 4-1. And Ferguson does load the bases. No outs now. Nelson, the catcher, goes and checks on Ferguson. Caden Penn, the first baseman, joins as well. Nelson wanting to calm Ferguson down. Ferguson, used to being in relief, is not unused to this situation, but it is a little bit different when they are your own runners versus somebody else's. Big batter here for Ferguson in Jack Boyke. Boyke is the 9 batter. The leadoff batter, Casal, waiting in the on-deck circle currently. Pitch in there for a strike. 1-1 now. Boyke is 1 for 3 on the day with an RBI. And hits a sharp base hit to center field, which will score 2 runners of Davis and McGuinn. So that brings our score to 6-1. The Knights trail the Bulldogs. Still no outs here in the top of the 7th, as Coach Kevin Van Dyne looks to be taking Ferguson out. So with Ferguson's day being done, the Knights will bring in new relief. Ferguson faced 6 batters, allowing 2 earned runs and 3 hits, also walking 1 batter. He struck 1 batter out, and He pitched 2/3 of an inning and 23 pitches. Now pitching for the Knights, number 3, Alex DeAngelis. DeAngelis has appeared in 4 games and has pitched 5 innings on the season. He has given up 2 hits and 4 runs. None of those runs have been earned. He has walked 5 batters and struck out 3 batters. This game, sort of getting away from the Knights here, was tied 1-1 through the 5th inning, where the Bulldogs scored 3 and the Knights did not score. And now here in the top of the 7th inning, the Bulldogs have scored another 2 and have runners on first and second with no outs.
Number 11, Lincoln Hayward.
Another substitution for the Bulldogs, as Lincoln Hayward has subbed in for leadoff batter Joe Casal. Hayward pinch ran for Casal and scored a run in the 6th inning. Hayward showing bunt there. Pulls back. 1-1 count. No outs. 6-1 ball game. Knights trail Adrian College. Lays the bunt down. DeAngelis fields it. Bounces a throw to Mueller, coming in from second base to cover first base. Scoops it up.
Number 4, Jacob Charles.
That is the first out of the inning. Now runners on second and third for Jacob Charles. Charles 0 for 2 on the day. Has had an efficient day on the mound on the defensive side, however. But he will be looking to get something started offensively here. DeAngelis looking to limit the damage in this 7th inning, as the Bulldogs have already scored 2 and have runners on second and third with just 1 out. The Knights trailing the Bulldogs 6-1. DeAngelis bounces that one in for ball 2. Good stop there from Nelson to keep runner Jimenez at third base. On his left high, 3-1s now is the count. First base is open, but never good to load the bases. On swung on, hit towards right field. Play made by Mason. Throw coming in at the plate, and ump calls safe. Nelson is not happy with the call. It's Mason's throw all the way in to Nelson at home. Nelson thought he made the tag on Jimenez, but it was not in time. So 2 outs now. 7-1 is the score. And runner Boyke is on second base. Brings up number 5, Nick Bruder. He hits it up the middle, past the outstretched arms of both Mueller and Brown, and Boyke will come in to score. So there is the 4th run for the Bulldogs this inning, bringing our score to 8-1. That ball was in the worst spot for the Knights, as both Brown and Mueller dove for it, but it was just in between their reaches. So, runner on first now. 2 outs for Kedro. Kedro lines it to center field. Off the bounce. Winkle fields it. Gets it in. And Bruder makes his way to third base.
Number 30, AJ Miranda.
DJ Miranda now stepping up to the plate. Miranda, 1 for 2 on the day. First and third situation here for the Knights. See if the Bulldogs try anything fancy and see how the Knights handle it defensively. Foul just down the third base line. Oh, 1 now is the count. Second pitch in there for a strike. Oh, 2 is the count. 2 outs. 8-1 is the score. Runner goes. Pitch is lifted high. Brown is unable to catch it. And that play went very poorly for the Knights as 2 runs come in to score. 2 runs come in to score for the Bulldogs. And Miranda makes his way to second base. That pop-up in between the left fielder Reynolds and the shortstop Brown, and Brown was unable to track it. It ended up bouncing off of his glove and bouncing away from both of them. Number 17, Ryan Davis, was just hit by a pitch as we were talking. And that brings up number 19, McGuinn. McGuinn, 1 for 1 on the day, has scored 2 runs. One of those runs being when he was pinch running for the starter, Easton Rogers. McGuinn chops it towards Brown at shortstop. And Brown records the out. Long inning there for the Knights. Gave up 6 runs. And that brings Adrian's lead to 10-1. We will see you in the bottom of the 7th inning here on the Kelvin Sports Network. We are back here at Kelvin Baseball Field. Kelvin trails the Adrian Bulldogs 10-1 in the bottom of the 7th. The leadoff batter this inning is number 8, Matt Reynolds. He grounds it through the infield for a base hit. So, leadoff runner on for the Knights. The Knights are looking to have a big inning of their own after having a long defensive inning in the top of the inning. Now up for the Knights, number 32, Josh Winkle. Oh, sorry, their Knights have made a substitution. And in place of Winkle will be number 23, Ryan Shearhart, a freshman, 5'11", 185, out of Clinton, Michigan, went to Clinton High School. Ryan, a two-way player, pitches some, fields some, and hits some. Does a little bit of everything for us. Charles checks on Reynolds over at first. Charles has worked efficiently this game. Current pitch count of 78 through 6 innings here in the top or bottom of the 7th. Has only given up 1 run and 4 hits. That pitch gets away from the catcher, and Reynolds goes to second. Throw not in time. 2-2 is the count. 10-1 is the score, with Adrian leading it. Shearhart fouls that one away. That pitch inside on Shearhart brings the count to full. Runner on second base. Runner is Reynolds. Led off the inning with a base hit. And Shearhart thought he had got walked. Umpire disagreed and rung him up. So 1 out. Bringing up pinch hitter number 12. Alex Owen. Sophomore out of St. John's, Michigan, St. John's High School. Owen, a 6 foot, 185 batter. So Van Dyne trying to manufacture some runs here by getting some fresh hitters in the lineup. Knights looking to respond after giving up 6 in the top half of this inning. Allen fouled away. 1-1's the count. 1 out. 10-1 is the score. Adrian College leads Kelvin University. Swung shot towards second base. Jimenez fields it, makes the throw to Miranda at first base. 2 outs now. That brings up Ryan Brown with Reynolds now on third base, moving over on that last ground ball. Brown 2 for 3 on the day. Has 1 stolen base and a flyout. Has 50% of the Knights' hits today. Been one of the only Knights batters to pick up on Charles pitching, as Charles has had a very efficient day on the mound. Charles here, 3-0 pitch, and walked him on 4 pitches. That brings up batter Patrick Gillen, the third baseman, 0 for 3 on the day. Looking to get something going here. Runners on first and third for the second batter in the lineup. Gillen leads the team in both RBIs and home runs with 10 home runs and 38 RBIs. First pitch in for a ball. Gillen always looking to do damage. That pitch low. 2-0 is the count now. And Adrian's head coach is now head coach Craig Rainey going to have a conversation with Charles. Clarification, not 100% sure if that is Rainey or not. All right, Bulldogs are reset now. Gillen steps back in with a 2-0 hitters count. A batter who already is looking to do damage will truly be looking to do damage here. With 2 on, 2 out here in the bottom of the 7th. He flies this one towards shallow center field. Play is made by the shortstop, Bruder. And that ends the 7th inning. So the Knights trail the Bulldogs 10-1 going into the top of the 8th. We will be back here for that on the Calvin Sports Network. New arm here for the Knights. Number 15, Jimmy Bolero. He has 162 ERA on the year in just 2 appearances and just 1/3 of an inning pitched. So he will be looking to right that ship here. He has given up 3 hits, 6 runs, and 6 earned runs. He has walked 4 batters and has no strikeouts. Number 8, Matt Reynolds, has moved from left field to right field. And as Ryan Shearhart has moved into that left field position. And former center fielder Nate Mason has moved into center. And Ronaldo Jimenez starts the inning with a base hit past the glove of Patrick Gillen. Now stepping into the box, number 9, Jack Boyke. The Knights also have a new second baseman, Aiden Jarowski. Jarowski is the Knights' everyday second baseman, usually, but got a little bit of a rest earlier today, giving Mueller some time over there. But now Jarowski is back in. Two ones the count. 10-1 is the score. The Knights are trailing the Bulldogs. Boyke at bat. He rips it to right field. Right fielder Reynolds able to get it in quickly and keep Jimenez at second. This inning not going how the Knights would like it so far. 2 runners on, nobody out. I apologize for the confusion, but Fletcher Banstra is actually on the mound for the Knights. And his ERA is 20.5 with win-loss of 0, with no wins and 1 loss, and 4 appearances and 2.2 innings pitched. He has given up 6 hits, 7 runs, and 6 of those runs being earned. Apologize for the confusion. That pitch gets away from catcher Logan Nelson. Jimenez rounds third hard, looking to come home, but ultimately stays at third. 2-1's the count on batter Hayward. Hayward fouls this one away. Gillen gives a run at it, but ultimately falls down short. 2-2 now. Nobody out. 10-1 ball game. That one is hit hard, likely gone, and gone for a 3-run home run from number 11, Hayward. Link Hayward, that is. That brings our score to 13-1. As Hayward, Jimenez, and Boyke all score. Now batting, the pitcher, Jacob Charles, fouls the first one away. Second pitch in there for strike 2 on Charles. And close pitch there. Not exactly sure where that one missed. Maybe a little low. 1-2 is now the count. And he got him this time swinging. So Banstro records the first out of the inning. 13-1 is the score here in the top of the 8th inning. The Adrian Bulldogs are leading over the Kelvin Knights. Now stepping up, number 5, Nick Bruder, the shortstop. Bruder is 3 for 5 on the day with 1 run scored and 3 RBIs. 2-0 is the count. That pitch was in the dirt for ball 3. And he walked him on 4 pitches. So Banstro looking to settle in a little bit. And head coach Kevin Van Dyne jogging out to the mound now. And it looks like Banstro's day might be done. And it is. So the Knights are trailing the Bulldogs of Adrian College 13-1 here in the top of the 8th. Knights have 1 out, and the Bulldogs have 1 runner on. New pitcher for the Knights is number 17, Michael Schuster. Schuster with an ERA of 5.28, has no wins and 1 loss, has appeared in 9 games, starting 2 of those games. He has 15 in the 3rd innings pitched. He has given up 21 hits.
Pinch hitter for the Bulldogs, number 20, Teddy Wagner.
Pinch hitting for the Bulldogs here is Kenny Wagner. Pinch hitting for AJ Miranda. So Miranda's day will be done over at first base. First pitch in for a ball. Second pitch swung on off the glove of Schuster. And double play is turned. So, say 1-3-6, or sorry, 1-4-6, 3 double play there from the Knights. And the Knights now trail 13-1 going into the bottom of the 8th inning. Need at least 3 runs to keep playing. And we'll see what they can do in this bottom of the 8th. We will see that on the Calvin Sports Network. New pitcher here for the Bulldogs. Number 36. Struggling to find statistics on him. Okay. Brock Shoemaker has 5 appearances, ERA of 0. Has 6 2/3 innings pitched. 7 hits allowed, 1 run, and no earned runs allowed. He has walked 3 and struck out 7. Facing him will be Nate Mason, Kelvin's 3-hitter. 0 for 3 on the day. The Knights lineup really struggled against Jacob Charles, the starter for the Bulldogs, only recording 4 hits, 2 of those being the leadoff hitter, Ryan Brown. Swung on, fouled off. 1-2 is the count on Mason. This one is lifted to left center. Camped under it is the center fielder, Boyke. So Mason retreat to the dugout. 1 out now here for Caden Penn, the first baseman. Penn is 1 for 3 on the day. Lifts this one high in shallow center field. Boyke comes in to make this catch as well. So Boyke has recorded 2/3 of the outs of this inning. And now batting for the Knights, pinch hitter, number 24. Isaac Hupka. So the Knights getting some new faces in this lineup with this deficit. Trying to spread the at-bats around. Hupka is a freshman infielder. Oh, and he grounds that one towards short. Play is made by number 5, Nick Bruder. Very nice play as he threw it as he recorded that final out. And that will do it. The Knights lost this game 13-1. The Bulldogs of Adrian University recording 13 runs on 15 hits and no errors. The Knights of Kelvin University recording 1 run on 4 hits and 2 errors. Jacob Charles will get the win for the Bulldogs. These 2 teams will meet again tomorrow at Adrian for 2 more games in a doubleheader. First game will be at 1 p.m. and the second will be around 4 p.m. Thank you for listening to us today here at Kelvin Baseball Field on the Kelvin Sports Network. We will see you next time.
That her mom's leaving her. She's packing up.
Oh, that's her mom?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
I won't leave you, sister.